The shaft is, as you can see there, is bent quite a bit. There's probably nearly almost an inch of a bend up the way in the shaft. If this shaft, if we had to pull full weight on this shaft could have totally failed, and this shaft would then whip around and could have easily have holed the bottom of the boat here, and which water would pour into our engine room, and we would lose control of the vessel almost immediately. This damage is almost certainly man-made. There's a gouge just down here, just underneath the shaft. I've never seen damage like it caused accidentally. I don't exactly know what type of tool that they used to do it, but it certainly wasn't hit off anything off the bottom. First of all, we thought we had something in our propeller, but as you can see, our propeller is absolutely perfect here. So really, this is man-made. Who actually done this damage? It looks like it looks like sabotage, yeah, for all the world.
It's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was an attempt of mass murder. So it was the damage that was done to the Swedish ship and the damage that was done to the Irish ship. It's like two fingerprints. There's no getting away from it. Two ships that were hundreds of nautical miles away have the exact same damage done. It was only by fluke, and I have to say, Pat Fitzgerald, a Sinn Féin councillor for Waterford, only for this man there would have been 20 people dead, without a shadow of a doubt. Israel tried to mass murder people. They did it in such a way, very clinically, very, if you want to say professionally. They did it in such a way that this would only have been discovered if the ship had been in deep water. People would have been sleeping in the cabins, because we would have been leaving maybe in the small early hours of the morning in darkness. The ship would have sunk. It's a fiberglass bottom on the ship, so the propeller, the damage was done in such a way that when it snapped, the propeller would have smashed through the fiberglass cabin, and everybody on board would have died. There was no, and if they wanted to stop the ship, they could have very easily came underneath the ship when the ship was in port and drilled a couple of holes in the bottom of the ship. It was a fiberglass thing, and the ship wouldn't have been going anywhere or damaged the engine. This was designed in such a way that we would have been in deep water, because the speed would have picked up on the ship, and we would have died. There's no ifs or buts about that. I'm not a sailor, and I'm not an expert on the ship. I'm just a person who was on the ship, like all the rest of the people. We would have died. There was no ifs or buts about that. There was no thing. And can I say, I have to say that the Southern government has been an absolute disgrace in their condemnation and their support for this whole thing. They can come out with their fancy words. It's an absolute disgrace what they did. And I also want to say that Sinn Féin have supported this project from start to finish. I'm really, really concerned for the people that's on board the ship. I haven't given up trying to get on another ship. I'm working constantly to stay in contact with our people. We need everybody to get focused behind this here. We need to get our people to Gaza. We need to get the people of the ports opened in Gaza to get aid into the people of Gaza, and we also need to get our people home safely. And if anything, what I've seen so far, Israel don't care about mass murder. They're doing it on a daily basis in Gaza, and they are going to do it in the flotilla. And I do believe, going on what they've done, people are going to lose their lives.
First of all, I'm delighted to see the three Sinn Féin activists have come back safe and sound, and that they weren't murdered out on the Mediterranean Sea, because what we have seen here is that the Irish ship, which was bringing relief aid to Gaza, was sabotaged. And I mean, people can speculate who that was done or how that was done, but we're obviously calling, Sinn Féin is calling quite loud on Enda Kenny to call for an immediate investigation. He has a duty to protect Irish citizens. These were all Irish citizens aboard this boat, and as well as this boat was registered in Ireland. So the Irish government has a duty to protect its citizens as well as the ships. But more importantly is that there is other Irish people, other Sinn Féin activists, councillors, trying to make their way to Gaza as we speak. I think they have to be commended. They are very courageous. I think the three guys who have returned listening to him today have all said that they are willing to go out again there tomorrow morning. I think that is really, really brave of these guys here for doing that, and I think it's really important. What is more important is that we need to call on the world media to lift up its game in this, because for far too long it has failed. it is feeling its duty to represent a true story out there. People need to know exactly what happened. The same damage was done on this ship, was done on a Swedish ship. So this is international. World need to get a hold of this issue to bring us forward, because it is important is that many people right throughout the world need to know the real issues in this. They need to know that there is sabotage. People could have died here. People calling this as attempted murder, and the Israelis need to be held to book for that. It is very important that Sinn Fein has been deeply involved in this issue. Sinn Fein has sent a number of councillors out on these ships, and these are all Sinn Fein activists who have returned, thankfully, safe today, because we could have been looking at a worse story where people died. But I have to say is that these people, and all people, get involved in the campaign with regards to Gaza and the people of Palestine, because it's too important issue. People are dying on a daily basis. We need to make sure that we double all of our efforts to ensure that this stops, and that the people of Gaza and Palestine can live free from fear and intimidation.